At the beginning of the movie, it said that some music is so powerful, it can even attract souls. This music can draw spirits from both the past and the future. But at the same time, it also lures dark and evil souls toward it. In the opening scene, we see a wounded boy named Sammy walking into a church, holding a guitar in his hand. He's badly injured, and everyone in the church is worried to see him like that. The priest prays for him and tells Sammy to give up the music, saying, "If you stop playing, the evil forces following you will finally leave you." To understand what happened to Sammy, the story goes back one day. Sammy is shown with his bandmates holding his guitar. Their band plays blues music, full of emotion and soul. The songs are so moving that not only people but even spirits get lost in them. Sammy's father doesn't approve of his passion for music, and it turns out his father is none other than the priest from the opening scene. Next, we're introduced to two brothers named Smoke and Stack. They're loaded with cash, money they stole from a powerful gangster. But even with all their wealth and influence, people still don't respect them because they're black. When they arrive in the city, they buy a piece of land from a white man at a high price, planning to build a nightclub for their community. Of course, a club needs great music. While passing through the station, they hear Sammy's voice in his band's performance, and they're instantly drawn in. They invite Sammy's band to perform at their new club. On their way, they also hire two Chinese men who own a restaurant, asking them to handle all the food and drink arrangements for the club. After that, Smoke goes to visit his wife. She practices voodoo, which is why Smoke has been keeping his distance from her. Even after so long apart, they end up arguing about the same old thing. His wife angrily tells him, "You men who survived World War I, you only made it back because of my voodoo magic." After hearing this, Smoke says, "If your magic was really that powerful, then why didn't our daughter survive?" His wife goes silent after hearing that, but she notices that Smoke is still wearing the pendant she gave him, which reminds her that she still loves him. Now the scene shifts. We see a strange, injured man. He looks like he's just barely survived some kind of brutal attack. He hides inside a couple's house, but after a while, a group of vampire hunters shows up at their door. The couple lies to the hunters to protect the man, saying, "No one came to our house." After the vampire hunters leave, the man who was hiding there suddenly attacks the husband and drinks some of his blood. Soon after, we find out that the husband has also turned into a vampire. His wife screams when she sees him, and the scene ends there. When the next scene begins, we're back with Smoke and Stack. Their nightclub is now fully decorated, and tonight is their grand opening. Smoke is very strict about his rules. He even tells his guard that no one is allowed in without a ticket or at a discounted rate. Stack, on the other hand, believes the club should be a safe haven for their community, a place where people can relax after a long, exhausting day. He doesn't mind if some come in for a lower price. On the first night, their nightclub turns out to be a huge success, packed with people. Sammy starts performing, and the crowd is completely mesmerized. We see souls being drawn toward his music. Not just that, the three vampires also show up, including the one who turned the couple into vampires earlier. Because vampires can't enter a place without permission, they ask for it. But Smoke refuses to let them in because one of them is white, and white people have always looked down on their community. Smoke now wants revenge. The vampire insists, saying, "We have plenty of money. I came here because I was drawn to the music. I'll spend a lot here." But Smoke stands firm in his decision, so the three vampires leave and start singing outside. After a while, we see that Smoke and Stack's friend Mary gets into an argument inside the club. Their mother had raised both of them. In anger, she stormed out of the club, where those three vampires were hanging around. One of the female vampires tried to talk to Mary and said, "Get us inside the club. We've got these gold coins we can give you once we're in." But Mary found the vampire's behavior strange, because as soon as the vampire looked at her, saliva started dripping from mouth. Without wasting a second, he attacked Mary, bit her, and drank her blood, turning Mary into a vampire too. After turning into a vampire, Mary went back to the club and entered with permission. When she got close to Stack, she suddenly attacked him too, drank his blood, and turned him into a vampire. Smoke, Stack's brother, saw the whole thing happen. He tried to save his brother by shooting at Mary, but she just laughed and walked away. The bullets didn't affect her at all. Smoke still believed Mary was his sister. Seeing her like that made him emotional, and he cleared everyone out of the nightclub for safety. A little later, Smoke's wife showed up and told him that Mary had turned into a vampire. That's why the bullets didn't harm her. Smoke's wife knew about this because she believed in voodoo magic. We then see that when the security guard stepped outside to calm down, one of the same vampires attacked him and turned him into a vampire too. When the guard later tried to come back inside, he asked for permission. And right then, Smoke's wife realized he must have become a vampire as well. The guard said, "Fine, if you won't let me in, at least give me my pay for today." But as soon as Smoke reached out to hand him the money, the man tried to bite him. To save himself, Smoke shot him. Inside, we see Stack, now a vampire, regaining consciousness. Before he could attack anyone, Smoke's wife threw garlic juice on him, which burned and weakened him. To protect everyone, she told them there were several ways to defend themselves against these vampires. To protect yourself from them, you can throw garlic juice on them or use garlic directly. Besides that, if you want to kill them, only silver or wood can be used as a weapon. And yes, if someone tries to enter your building after asking for permission, refuse them immediately. Because humans can enter any building without permission, but vampires cannot. Now she tells everyone in the bar to eat garlic to confirm that everyone present is still human. The scene then shifts to the outside of the club. Everyone who came to the club was thrown out by Smoke. But as soon as they went outside, the vampires attacked them. When many of them turned into vampires, they started attacking others. And soon almost everyone there became a vampire. Now all these vampires were celebrating together, having their own party. They were even waiting for the remaining people inside the club to come out so they could hunt them. Smoke's wife says they'll stay inside the building all night to stay safe from the vampires. In the morning, the vampires will disappear because they can't survive in sunlight. Now the first vampire arrives and starts convincing Smoke and his friends to become vampires too. He says it's the best choice, because among vampires there's no racism, no black or white, and no death. Another interesting fact about vampires is revealed. A vampire inherits the memories of the one who turned them. The vampire who first attacked the couple explains that the same couple had planned to attack Smoke and Stack earlier. They were going to rob them. He goes on to say that no one in the city could stand the fact that black people were the richest here. He tells them, "Look, humans can't handle your success anyway, so why not become vampires?" In the end, that vampire says, "If not all of you, then at least give us Sammy, because Sammy's music has the power to call the souls of the past and the future." Then the Chinese woman who runs the restaurant is threatened by the vampires. They tell her that they'll attack her daughter at her home. Hearing this, she emotionally challenges them to fight her, and the vampires are then allowed to enter the nightclub. Once inside, they begin attacking everyone. During this brutal attack, 3 people are killed: Smoke's wife, the woman who had challenged the vampires, and a member of Sammy's band who taught him blues music. The most emotional death was that of Smoke's wife, because Smoke himself had to kill her. His brother, Stack, attacked Smoke's wife and started turning her into a vampire. Before she could fully transform, Smoke drove a wooden stake through her heart and ended her life. Here we see Sammy and his partner trying to escape from the vampires. But the first vampire, named Remick, blocks their way. Meanwhile, Smoke begins fighting his brother Stack. Remick then attacks Sammy and his partner. Remick bites Sammy's partner, who tells Sammy to leave her and save himself. It wasn't easy to escape. All the vampires were after him. So Sammy smashed his guitar over Remick's head to fight back. The guitar had a lot of silver on it, which caused intense pain to Remick. Because all the vampires were somehow connected to Remick, they all felt the same pain, giving Sammy a chance to escape. Just as Remick was about to attack Sammy again, Smoke appeared and drove a wooden stake through Remick's body. All the vampires were shocked by Remick's death. By then, the sun had risen. And since these new vampires didn't know they had to hide before sunrise, they all burned to ashes when the sunlight hit them. After this, Smoke tells Sammy to get out of there fast, because he knows the gangsters whose money he stole at the beginning of the movie will be coming after him. That's exactly what happens. A group of men arrive to capture him, and Smoke fights them all alone with his gun. killing them one by one. But in the crossfire, he's badly wounded by their bullets. As he takes his final breaths, he remembers his wife and daughter and dies thinking of them. Now we see Sammy again. He's inside a church, holding the head of his guitar, just like in the opening scene of the movie. Earlier, we had seen his father, a priest, telling him to give up music and pray instead. But Sammy refuses, takes the guitar head, and walks away. In the post-credit scene, set 60 years later, we see an old Sammy still playing blues music, singing a song. With this touching moment, the movie comes to an end. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section, and subscribe to this channel for more stories like this.